Chauvin will now face third-degree charges.
Yeah.
And he's already facing second-degree unintentional murder and a manslaughter. He has pleaded not guilty. Now he has this third degree. The degrees, of course, denote the seriousness of a crime. The more serious the crime, the higher the benchmarks. First-degree murder, which he has not been charged with, is the most serious and results in life in prison. To convict, prosecutors must prove either that the act was pre-planned or that other major crimes were committed with it. Okay, that's not in play. Second-degree murder can be intentional or unintentional, which is the charge Chauvin faces and is punishable by up to 40 years in prison. The second-degree murder charge requires prosecutors to prove Chauvin caused Floyd's death while committing or trying to commit a felony, in this case, third-degree assault. And that's going to be probably the most interesting point of the trial. Did Chauvin cause Floyd's death? Third degree would require a lower standard of proof than second degree. To win a conviction, prosecutors would have to show only that Floyd's death was caused by an act that was obviously dangerous. Even that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Did the knee on the neck cause the death? So...
But John and I were chatting about this before, Joe, before the show started. Is this a good thing or a bad thing that this bill, or that the third degree was introduced?
Depends how you want to look at it. Good or bad for who? The defense or the prosecution?
I guess good or bad for the city of Minneapolis, because all of us just want peace.
Well, that's tantamount to you saying, well, you don't care what kind of conviction this guy ends up with. You just want a conviction.
No. I'm saying I want what's best for all parties involved, and also the health of the city of Minneapolis. That's what I want.
Let's just put our cards on the table. There is no best for all parties involved. The people screaming "no justice, no peace" mean by justice that this guy's got to go away.
Yeah.
That's all that means.
So earlier you mentioned, so would the...
And I don't know whether he should or shouldn't. That's why in America we have trials. I know what I saw in a haunting video, but in America's judicial system, that's why we have trials. But what if he's acquitted? That currently will not be accepted.
What Chris and I were talking about, Joe, because there's a lesser sentence for, and this is the reason Bill Barr threw it out originally, there's a lesser sentence for third degree. Will that placate or satisfy, if he's convicted of that?
John stated it much better, yeah.
The folks who want to see him go away. Do you know what I mean? So if he gets 10 years as opposed to 20 or life, does it make a difference?
Because he has no criminal history, it could mean he could serve 12.5 years, whether he is convicted of second or third degree.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that about second.
Manslaughter, the least serious charge, but also the one with the lowest burden of proof, means only a maximum of 10 years. And so what you're asking is, will that placate the protesters?
Right.
I have no idea.
And I guess we have no way of knowing really until whatever happens, happens.
He doesn't have a prior criminal history, but does his prior incidents as a police officer have any bearing on these convictions or these allegations?
Will it be allowed or disallowed?
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
Well, it's a great question, but they still would not construct a criminal history. They would construct a police disciplinary history.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
if that gets introduced to the jury.
I don't think they're introducing I don't think they're allowing Mr. Floyd's previous run-ins with the law. But you said something that struck a thought, Joe. So do you think the defense is going to have to establish the fact that Mr. Floyd probably would have died that evening anyway due to the drugs in his system? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, but I would imagine the work behind the scenes is centered around the idea, did the knee kill him or did something else kill him anyway? That I don't know. And again, what will the jury find believable? What will the people in the streets find acceptable? We don't know. It seems to me that the people in the streets are here for only one reason, and that's not to find anything agreeable except the most serious conviction. And even then, we don't know what the behavior will be like of the people on the streets. So far, so good.
Right. First 4 days.
Back to his police record, Chauvin. That the judge has ruled that several incidents in which former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin used a neck or head restraint on a civilian cannot be introduced as evidence in the trial.
Okay.
So,
Well, it's understandable.
yep.
I'm actually surprised by that, aren't you guys?
No, they're trying to keep this crazy thing focused, is what they're trying to do.
Okay.
Just try to keep it as focused as possible on what has taken place.